The NFC East is one of the toughest divisions in football religiously. No matter how scrub-like a team is, somehow, some way, they all get up for each other. You don't see blowouts taking place within an NFC East competition. Then I have to dissect what's happening with the Philadelphia Eagles. And I say, number one, your secondary is god-awful. Rasul Douglas, that kid, I forgot, I think it's Sidney Jones. I mean, that's just embarrassing. They should actually give Jeffrey Lurie the game check back. That's how bad they were with what Stephon Diggs did to them. They just got embarrassed. They should be ashamed of themselves, how embarrassing that was. To me, to use a boxing analogy, Max, that was the equivalent of Joppy going up against Felix Trinidad at the Garden when Trinidad just walked through him and destroyed them. Go look at the highlights of that fight and you'll see what kind of beatdown that was. That's what happened with Stephon Diggs against those two dudes Sunday. But Carson Wentz, we see statistically he's only completing 61% of his passes. I counted about 14 drops. About 14 drops this year, including two game winners. Carson Wentz is not the problem. Oh, by the way, he's only been sacked 10 times. That offensive line is not the problem. Oh, by the way, Jordan Howard is averaging better than 4 yards a carry. But for some reason, Pederson has only called this number an average of 11 times a game. He's only got 66 carries in 6 games. Give the man the ball more if he's averaging more than 4.5 yards a carry. I think that when you say the kind of thing that Doug Pederson has said, and you know you're going to Dallas, particularly with Dallas having lost three in a row, you're basically saying to your team, the season is on the line. That's why I was so bold to say what I said. Answer the call if you want your season to survive. That's the message I feel from Doug Pederson, and that's the message I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to embrace.
I don't think this has any impact on this game at all. I mean, it's an NFC East rivalry game with first place on the line. Two teams who have not looked good recently. Two quarterbacks with stuff to prove. One just got paid, and I don't care what anyone says. Early on in the season, Stephen A., I agree with you. Drop passes, you can point to that and say Wentz has been playing, better than the numbers show. Recently, I've been watching him very closely. He has not played well. He had 2 good throws all game last game. 2 good throws down the sideline to Alshon Jeffrey and a nice 15-yarder to Zach Ertz, and otherwise no good throws. I'm sorry. He feels like the pocket's collapsing when it's not. He bails. He holds on to it too long when the pocket's holding. His pocket presence, his awareness is shot right now. And so he has stuff to prove. He got that big contract. And Dak, we all know, has something to prove too. He's playing for the contract right now. In addition to all that, the Cowboys should have their tackles back, returning the best offensive line and run game, really, when you count that in the NFL, to a real good run defense with the Eagles. So already it's a game like when you talk about as much as the league has changed, show me the offensive line, show me the run defense, because that tells you what's happening up front. Is there a pocket or isn't there, right? All those things, all those elements exist in this game already. I don't think a little bulletin board material from a Super Bowl winning coach saying, I think we're going to win the game, is going to do anything here.
The season is on the line. We can catch the Cowboys after 3 losses, after losing to the 0-4. If we don't win this game, the doubt's going to creep into our building about who we are. Because we talked about the must-win when they played Green Bay. Remember, we were talking about that, and the Philly has to go win this game. Now you're in the situation where you got the division in your hands. You got a team that's reeling. We're talking about Jason Garrett not possibly making it through the season. This would be the biggest indictment on the Philadelphia Eagles if they go to Dallas and lose to the Cowboys.
You can't make the secondary any faster. Max, without Deshaun Watson, you still can't throw the ball down the field.
But my point is, just like the response to the Cowboys losing to the Jets, who I might add has a pretty good defense, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares that your stalwart left tackle didn't play. Nobody cares about that. You know what we going to say? You know what I said this morning? Dak Prescott got to lift the Cowboys beyond losing to the 0-4 Jets. That's going to be the conversation around Carson Wentz. That's going to be the conversation around Doug Pederson. Pederson gets a little bit of a pass because they just recently won the Super Bowl.
Well, not just that, but I think it's think about what I just said here. And again, you played, you know this better than us. Let's analyze this for a second here. The offensive line is protecting the quarterback. The offensive line is run blocking enough to produce a quality running game. When you average 4.5 yards a carry, you got a decent running game. And on top of it all, not only are you protecting the quarterback, not only have you facilitated the running game, you have a league lead leading 13-14 drops on the year, including 2 game winners against Detroit and Atlanta, respectively, or Atlanta then Detroit. What I'm saying to you is when you take those 3 elements into consideration, if you want to point to Pederson, you automatically attach him and Swartz, a former head coach in Detroit, who's your defensive coordinator, because your problem is there. Offensively, the only thing you can legitimately point to is Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, get over here. Catch the damn ball. Catch the damn ball. What are you doing? I'm talking about if I'm Pederson, I'm literally like, we're in my office. Why are you? What's the matter? We need Stickum. We need Velcro. Do we need to go to a Walmart or a Target or Target, whichever word you prefer? Do we need to go somewhere so you can buy these damn gloves? Do I need to cheat and apply some stickers, crazy glue, something?
Deflate
Catch
the ball.
deflate the. Do I need to do something? Catch the damn ball.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.